Hey, I'm Jason from WaterGuard, and today we're going to talk about hard water. So what is it? What do people think that it is? And what are its actual effects on your household? So hard water, defined, is simply water that is saturated with calcium and magnesium. So these are elements that come from the aquifer, naturally occurring, and as the water passes through, it breaks them down, making them soluble. And when it gets inside your house and it's exposed to oxygen, it becomes insoluble, which means it's taken out of its liquid signature and it sticks to things. So some of the things that we've heard about hard water throughout the years, some myths, is that hard water is scaling water. This is partially true. Scaling is measured less by a hard water test and more by a formula we call the LSI, which is the Langelier Saturation Index. So the question whether or not you want hard water depends on what you view hard water as. So if we're looking for the scaling feature, sometimes in water when you test it, it's hard and it will scale. Sometimes it will not. When you take the full parameter of water into account and you look at what the calcium hardness is, what the pH is, what the alkalinity is, what the temperature is, and what the TDS is, those numbers go into several formulas and give us the potential for water, if it measures as hard, to create scaling. So the reality here is you can have water that is 50 grains per gallon hard that will attribute no scaling to your pipes at all, depending on the LSI, depending on what that pH is, depending on what the alkalinity is, the temperature, the TDS, and the calcium hardness. So hard water is not necessarily scaling water, which means you need to do more than just a color drop test. So that's one myth debunked. It's not scaling water. Myth number 2 is that it's only on well systems. So the calcium and magnesium that is picked up can be picked up through any number of sources where water comes in contact with minerals and becomes soluble. So only on well systems is a misnomer because a lot of the municipal water that we have actually comes from wells that were drilled for the municipality, which means they are just as susceptible to calcium and magnesium as a private or residential water system or a well. So because wells are part of the equation for city water, also this is debunked because calcium and magnesium are present in private wells as well as public wells, municipality. It doesn't choose where it is. Last one, soft water is good water. This is the guys that want to get you down to a 0 when they do their final water test. This may or may not be our end goal. So when we use the LSI, we look for whether the water is aggressive or if the water is scale forming. If the water is scale forming, that's going to make that white crust that you have on your fixtures, on your shower heads, on your refrigerator tap, your ice maker. It is going to calcify and show up as crystallized calcium. Soft water may remove all that, but it may drive the number the opposite way, where now we no longer have scaling, but now we have to worry about hungry water looking for something to eat because we have removed all the calcium and magnesium that was satisfying that water before. So in scaling water, we have too much. In the corrosive water, we have too little. So is soft water good water? Not necessarily. What we're looking for is what we call balanced water. Balanced water means that it will not contribute any scaling to the pipes, nor will it absorb or dissolve and eat mineral walls, linings of pipes in order to balance itself out. It has found its balance because of our treatment train. So, is hard water scaling water? Half true. Is it only on well systems? Not true. Is soft water good water? Not necessarily, because if we remove all the things that the water is using to balance itself, we've now created another condition all on its own called corrosive water. This is why when you have a system installed in your house, you have to have a comprehensive test done before the system is installed and on the effluent water.